What's up, through? We are here in the studio of these ladies. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
Okay. Mika, CEO Sugar and Spikes.
Yo, what's up? I'm Miss Catastrophe, Sugar and Spikes.
You guys got a very important show coming up, and we're talking the other day. You want me to help you promote it, so hey, what better way than you yourself to tell people about what's going to happen?
Exactly. Well, Sugar and Spikes, we do a show every year. It's a rock and roll fashion show, and I know you guys love rock and roll and fashion. But ours is special because we have bands that play live at the same time while the models are walking. So it's going to be hot. You're going to see sexy girls, hot bands, and it's going to be everything at the same time, if you can handle it.
I mean, people better be able to handle it. But we'll see, right?
Yes.
Maybe somebody will faint.
I hope so, or maybe you'll throw your bra on stage. Well, not you, but it'll get you that worked up. You're just people will be headbutting and heads will explode.
And what bands are going to be there that night?
We have Pansy, TSI, and Hate in the Box.
And what else can people expect? I mean, obviously the woman, the music's going to be there. Now, but how about the culture? Because I know you're Filipina, you're Peruvian, and African, I'm Colombian. These dudes Colombian. I'm half German as well. So, like, one of the things about Horns Up Rocks and why we all relate is because it's music, fashion, and culture. And you guys are really representing that as well with what you're doing. I was really browsing your work, and I was like, hey, this is cool.
Well, I mean, I think what you can expect, our shows, and as Ms. knows, that we have anywhere from Wall Street guys coming into your local punk rockers to your hip hoppers. I mean, we just promote so much love and energy that we want everyone to have a good time. It's not about segregating. That's not what rock and roll is about. It's about let's get together, let's bang our heads to some good music and have a good time, have a beer, and just, go home happy or lucky if both. If you work it out right, I don't know. It's up to everybody else. So I'm not responsible for that part. But you just want to have a good time, and that's what we promote.
It's all about unity. Yesterday I was into the Black and Blue production radio show that they do on East Village Radio. They were saying that recently at a hip hop show there was on the Rocks boat, the Rockstop boat. There was some beef that happened, and somebody got stabbed at the end of the trip, and they were thinking about closing every show for the rest of the summer. And and it just makes you realize, and they brought it up, because people think, like, for example, with the hardcore scene, they're all about fighting, and you know what I mean? Like, but it's not like that. It's all about, as you say, it's about unity. But then you get like some punk that thinks can ruin things for everybody else. But I think the message that we're all sending here basically is about unity. Doesn't matter what the color of your skin is. Doesn't matter what you listen to, what you like, because it's all about being yourself.
Exactly. And when I started this company about a year ago, I started with one of my best friends who I grew up with in Yonkers, Jesse Slater. And the thing is, we came from Yonkers, and we were always a mixed crowd, everyone from different ethnicities, and we would go to shows in Westchester, throw down, have a good time. And I think our disappointment, especially with me, is going out to these shows in the city and seeing that no one was having a good time. People were segregated, bands were having a hard time trying to bring people in, and the people just look bored. So whatever happened to CBGBs, whatever happened to Studio 54. So what we do is we bring, and we're working to bring that scene and that energy back to New York City where it belongs. So that's what we're doing, and I think so far over the year we've had a great response from people.
Yeah, there's definitely a buzz about you guys. You were telling me about some of the coverage and the press that you've been getting, and I think that's only going to get better and better, because right now is the time, it was one of the reasons why I started Horns Up Rocks, because I really see I had a vision, and that everybody now in New York is kind of like saying that to themselves. Yes. It's kind of like, why doesn't everybody just come together?
Everyone just kind of stands there, and at the end of the show they're like, oh, I had a great time.
Yeah. We get such a unique crowd of people. People could be coming from anywhere, and we always get a mosh pit started. We always get people dancing.
She gets the mosh pit started. She's crazy. You got to see this girl at a show.
Yeah,
you see, she's all very pretty, and and then all of a sudden she's the first one next to 6 foot, 300-pound dudes throwing down in the pit, and everyone's like, wow. They back up away.
And with that said, what did you guys grow up listening to?
I grew up listening to Nine Inch Nails, Tool, Pantera, Metallica, all heavy metal, but I also, like I said, I'm Peruvian and black, and from my mom's side, who's black American, Motown, blues, jazz. So, and, my dad is Latino, so salsa, merengue, all of that. Yeah. So, when I love rock music, I love the energy, and I love when it's live music, but I love my music with a groove too. And like bands like Acrasicata, when I've seen them recently, you can hear that Middle Eastern groove, but then all of a sudden you hear that Metallica heaviness. So I really dig music like that, and that's what I grew up on.
How about you?
Well, I started listening to a lot of classic rock growing up, and then I got really into hip hop, and I was in a lot of urban areas. So it wasn't actually till later on that I embraced like my punk rock attitude, and I really grew into that. But you know, it's like I grew up with a lot of awesome like Missy Elliott and Eminem. Seeing Eminem in September is gonna be amazing, so I'm really excited for that. And you know, a lot of hardcore. Anything I could really get out to and get to shows, like listen to new music and like feel it, that I could dance to it, and that's when I'm like, yeah, this is what I like.
Yeah. I've always said the record labels are the ones that put the categories on the music. Us the fans don't need to do that. We can go to see any band, any show. I remember when when Havery came out strong, they were like one of the first bands to blend hardcore and metal, and everybody was afraid of that because how can you mix the hardcore skinheads with the heavy metal crew, which don't really mix? But then all of a sudden, everybody realized, hey, this makes sense.
Yeah, it works.
Right, I mean,
somehow it does.
Yeah, I mean, I went to a Cypress Hill concert, like, I don't know, a couple of months ago this year, and you have all these suburban kids, you know, knowing way more lyrics than I do, and I'm like, wow, you know, I mean, it crosses over. Good music is good music no matter where it is, and, you know, people embrace it.
And it's funny you bring Cypress Hill in the mix with music, because they were at the Fear Factory show on Sunday that I went. The guys from Cypress Hill were right there. And it's
really?
one of those things, because it's not just about like, oh, this is the type of music you should like. I mean, some people might close their minds, but I think the message basically here today that you guys have for the people out there is come to the show and experience that firsthand.
Yeah, exactly. You have to experience it. It's like, you know, it's time to stop all this and just let loose. Don't worry about what the other person thinks, if you're cool or not, or if I have to wear the best outfit to impress. It's not about that. It's about just come and have a good time. I'll bring my grandma to the shows. Like, I don't care. I just want people, and I, you know, my old elderly family members did come to the last show. So, I mean, it's all about that, you know, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of that here, coming this year.
And then when is the show again?
August 19th.
At the Knitting Factory, Brooklyn.
Yes.
We gotta pack the house.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everybody.
It's gonna be wild.
Exactly. And it's being live streamed on nycliverock.com. So family members in Ohio, if you have them, they can watch it. Everybody, you can tune in. But you know, we'd rather you there to share it in our love.
Right, to like breathe in and smell it and meet the girls and the bands and you know, and the people there.
Yeah, and you know, you may even get grabbed up on stage, you never know.
Yeah.
I'm always down to bust some moves, even though I'm not the best dancer.
You're popping a lot.
We have a killer back here.
Yes,
So big shout out to Michael Jackson, rest in peace, because he's one of those artists that influenced every single aspect of pop culture and music in general.
Right.
And any last words before we sign off? I mean, tell people where they can hear about you guys.
Yes, we have a website. It's Sugar and Spikes, like the spiky heels, rocks.com. So Sugar and Spikes, rocks.com.
Any final words?
Check out my rap lyrics on our official website. I like to write poetry, and I'm a rapper. And I would like to see what y'all think.
You're supposed to move right now.
Maybe not now. Maybe later. If you come to the show, maybe you'll get that special treat.
Get her enough drinks, you might get out there and do it.
She'll do it. She's a rapper.
I'll see about that.
I could maybe a freestyle battle. I don't know. So.
All right, Mika and Miss, thank you so much for doing this for us.
Thank
you know,
you
we're like a new family, and it's cool that you're wearing a casicada, because I was wearing a casicada the other day. And
I know.
I'm like, oh, dude.
That's what it's like. Yes, we share kindred passions for good music. So, but you come.
Keep throwing the fucking horns forever. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.